Hello. Two things hit the news in the past few days. The first was a statistic published by Matt Goodwin in which he said that by 2063, white British would be in the minority in Britain, as you see here by the very sophisticated chart. And the second was from the Office of National Statistics, that 48% of heads of household in social housing, this is slightly inaccurate. They say half of London's council houses occupied by people born overseas. It's a little misleading. It's just the heads of the household that are born overseas. But yeah, I'm just being a bit pernickety here. Anyway, 48% are foreign born. Now, this is wreaking havoc with our country's economy. Happy days, everyone. That light at the end of the tunnel, that's the bonfires we'll all be making out of our sitting room furniture to keep ourselves warm when the country finally collapses into anarchy. I'm granniopteryx. Please like this video, please share it, please subscribe. Check that you're still subscribed if you're watching this on YouTube, and remember to hit the notification bell. Also, if you want to contribute financially, which is nice too, but not essential, you can do it through YouTube's Super Thanks or any of the links which I list in the description. My horse says thank you. Now, back to those statistics. The upshot of all of this is that we have a lot of recent immigrants living in the central area of one of the most expensive cities in the world. And they are doing that on subsidised rents that make it cheaper for them to live in such an exclusive patch than it would be to live in a caravan on a potato patch in Norfolk. Anyone who lives in a caravan on a potato patch in Norfolk is welcome to correct me on that one. Meanwhile, ordinary working class white Brits, I'm excluding the middle class and the ruling elite, of course, because they think they're immune to everything and they wouldn't be listening. Ordinary white working class people are expected to find all of this here perfectly acceptable. The ones who don't live in social housing, the ones that struggle along on their weekly wages, the ones who have to find houses miles away from where they have to go to earn a living, they are expected, with good Cockney humour, to accept this arrangement while chanting the mantra, "Diversity is our strength," and we've always been a nation of immigrants. They are expected to keep on repeating that loudly enough to blot out the noise and crush they have to endure while they're queuing up at the turnstiles in the tube station, and as they shuffle onto the train, where they can spend a happy hour or more with their noses in someone else's armpit before they make it to work. In London. Now, you might think that the whole point of living in the centre of the metropolis is because it's easier and quicker to get to work. Well, if you think that, you'd be wrong. Because, you see, those chaps in social housing, now, you might have to sit down for this, so I'm warning you, this will be a bit of a shock. Okay, are you ready? Those chaps in social housing, most of them don't work. This is according to Sam Ashworth-Hayes, leader writer and business columnist for The Telegraph. Over half of London's social households have no working adults, with 65% of these not retired, implying that around 35% of social housing households have working age adults who are, in the nicest possible way, economically inactive. Now, earlier on, I used the word chaps, but of course there are a lot of chapesses as well. In places like Tower Hamlets, for instance, where the South Asian population is 41%, of which the Bangladeshis are 34%, there are a good many women who are second or third wives married in mosques, but not on the marriage register, who turn up at social services with the story that they're distressed single mothers having had a one-night stand in a nightclub, which has resulted in the infant they're carrying, which is only partially obscured by the black folds of their draperies. Of course, nobody believes that. Every single last clerk in the social services knows that this woman is the illicit, bigamous wife of a man who cannot be bothered to maintain the children he is so busy fathering. But who cares? Those people in the social services have probably commuted in for 2 hours to that job, and they're not about to lose it by rocking the boat. And a goodly chunk of this is paid for by those working class Brits who spend hours of their lives and huge proportions of their earnings in public transport, where the squeal of the train's brakes or the roar of the bus's engines drown out the groans of the commuters as they spend yet another week working to pay the state's social services bill. But we have to remember something. All those guys and gals are far-right thugs, so that's all right then. And what these terrible right-wing thugs have to look forward to is that their children and grandchildren will be a minority in a land of foreigners. And let's be honest here, the foreigners we're worried about are Muslim. Because however much our elite tell us that diversity is our strength, we all know what happens to minorities in Muslim-dominated countries. There's a happy thought for you. Till next time. You can help my channel by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. That's quite important. And by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels and to donation methods are in the description. But the best way you can help is simply by clicking like and notify. Thank you.